Hello and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where I am passionate about helping victims of all ages and all genders overcome the fear of facing the abuse to become survivors. Because we cannot help the fact if we are victims. If you have been victimized, it's not your fault. However, if you are still here, that means that you have the potential to be a survivor. And the way to become a survivor is to face the abuse and speak out about it. So over here, we don't do moments of silence. We do moments of speaking, where we're speaking out the names of victims and we're speaking out the names of abusers. And that's what we do over here. And we are using the umbrella of Justice for Shanquella to provide us a platform that we can stand on and build a foundation, because we know that once we get the Justice for Shanquella, we're going to leverage that and we will get justice for fallen soldiers behind us and decrease future victims. All right. And that's why we always over here joining together for justice, right? Lifting our voices, because there is strength in numbers. So we have been growing our community over here, strengthening our numbers. And, and it's been going on now for almost a half a year, 5 months. It's closer to a half a year than not, right? So it's been a trial. It's been trials and tribulations, ups and downs, and throughout this, we over here have been focusing on math and science, sticking to the truth, right? And in the beginning, we have been presented with different stories and stuff. So we've been knowing about these lies from the beginning. And that's why, we wanted to stick to the facts, because we knew that if we got distracted, led down some rabbit holes, that we could lose sight of the truth. But the beauty in the truth is that it's always the same. The truth remains the same. The truth doesn't need explaining. The truth just is. So we have that to our advantage. And the other advantage is that we got stuff on video. We got the video when you had said one thing, right? So now if you come and you say something else, we don't have to go back and forth with who telling the lie, none of that stuff. All we got to do is press play, and booyah, right? And then all of a sudden, we can press play again and show the dates. And that's how we get the receipts. And that's why I say, back in the day when I was telling y'all not to be dismayed at all of the, stuff that was going back and forth, because, it was a distraction. Even I had got distracted because I think it was in March or maybe February. Anyway, it was a few weeks back when I had stumbled on a video or a live from November when they had put out there that there was an arrest made. There was an arrest made, and I went for it. But anyway, let's just say here, for those of you who don't know me, this is for y'all first time come to the channel, welcome, and thank y'all so much for coming. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm telling you, I'm somebody to like and subscribe to. But for those of you who don't know, I'm 52 years old and the proud mother of 3 adult children, 2 XY chromosomes, and 1 XX. Thank y'all so much for them little. I see them hearts over there. Thank y'all so much. And also, I have over 30 years of nursing experience. So I am built to be caring. I'm built to be tough. and I'm built to help people and all that good stuff. Look at, I wasn't even trying to rhyme, but I used to rap, y'all, back in my younger days. I had some rap songs out there. But I'm just so happy. So thank y'all so much for joining me. Back in November the 25th to be exact, we came together because I had said something. I spoke on this whole Shanquella thing that came out in November. I found out about it, and I got on the lead attorney's platform and said what I saw. And like I said, I had over 30 years of nursing experience. I spent a lot of time working with spinal cord injury patients. And after seeing the video, I saw where the injury had been inflicted, and I wanted to share with people because I could see that they would try and distract or to distract people from seeing that we had witnessed when the death injuries had been inflicted and who was the person inflicting those injuries. So I said that, and a lot of people, it resonated with a lot of people, and that's when this platform was birthed. It was birthed there, and y'all, everyone started to gather over here and wanted to, get more information. So that's what we'll be doing over here. We started, and we're still doing here, working in love and respect for people. But over here, we don't do delusional thinking, so we stick to math and science because that's the truth, right? If 2 plus 2, not if, but 2 plus 2 equals 4, it will always equal 4. It will never equal 3. It will never equal 5. It will never equal anything other than 4. And so that's why over here we do the math and science. So I'm just super excited. And we got some OG people here in the house. Shout out here to Karen. Karen Brewer has been a great, tremendous help for me. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate all of the time and the hard work you've been putting in here on the channel since way back in the day. Karen says, hello and welcome. Everyone, thank you for joining the chat this evening. And please remember to hit the like and subscribe button. Yes, please hit the like and subscribe button. And when you do that, hit that bell notification and click all. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload another one of my fabulous videos, or when I bless y'all with my live, lovely personality live. Like today is, what is today? Today is Thursday, April 6, 2023. And the reason why I'm going to start saying some of these dates is because I do clip up some of the past lives just to let y'all see that you just keep on with the truth, and that way you stay focused. You don't get distracted with all these new silly stories. However, I notice sometimes some people will be confused and think that it's, me, the real me going live and stuff like that. Anyway, so those be clips from past. But today, y'all got the real me. So I'm just excited to be here with the real y'all too, and to see like some of these names here from people way back in the day. What's up, Melanie? Melanie in Hizzy. All right. So today I'm going to do something that I've been meditating on for, not really, but I knew I was going to have to do it. And when I, put all these pieces together. So, Karen says hello. She's saying hello to everybody. And there's this nice pink hand emoji that's waving there also. JP6. I was like, JP6. I've been seeing JP6 since the beginning. JP6 says, what's going on, RN? And hello, everyone in the chat. Yes. So I'm just excited. I'm excited because, I'm sure none of us was expecting this to go on so long, especially since, everything was right there on videotape, right? And then I noticed that a lot of us had, took a little break, or, we got to the part, like I've said before, there's cycles and layers to things, right? The beginning part, when it's in the beginning, is so new and the passion is hot, it's high, it's heavy. Then you get to the point where it's the middle and, it's not new anymore. Things fade. And that's how things, people lose interest and stuff. And I just remember in the beginning when people would come in the chat and say, they would voice their frustrations about the case, growing cold, right? And, I'd be like, oh, no, it was never go cold. It was too much, And then all of a sudden, fast forward a month later, and we still at step one. And now here we go, fast forward 5 months later, and still no arrest, right? And we weren't even made aware, for sure that there weren't arrests until March, right? Right? And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. At JP6, I already read that. Then I read that there. All right. So we got the OGs in the house giving up greetings and all that good stuff. And let's see here. Here go a new name. Hey, what's up, Shirin? She says, I'm usually in the bushes, but hello. Well, thank you so much for coming out them bushes, right? And I'm feeling like, I might, not I might, but I'm going to be coming out some bushes too. And, I'm going to, I'm just, like I said, sometimes the truth hurts. And it's not that I'm trying to hurt anybody. Like I said, as a nurse, sometimes you have to do some things that may be uncomfortable, may, cause a little bit of discomfort, but unfortunately it must be done. So that's what we're going to be doing over here, is administering the truth. And that's all we're doing. So, some people may take it personally. Please try not to take it personally. However, there's absolutely nothing that anybody can do for anybody to take something personally, right? Just like I've said before in a prior video, it's just as big a sin to take offense as it is to give offense. So that basically means, don't be getting offended at people and stuff, because he who is without sin shall cast the first stone. So that's why we're not over here to judge people and point the finger and all that stuff, because guess what? Nobody's perfect and nobody is without sin. So no one has the right to pass any judgment on anybody, or something like that, right? Because anyway, I'm just excited to be here. So thank y'all so much for coming out here. So we're going to be talking about, thank you, for coming out of them bushes. I'm loving that too, because I'm talking to me and, coming out the bushes, right? Sometimes, like I said, this here is nice hair growth, Ariane. Thank you. Somebody else had asked me about a hair regimen, and honestly, I really don't do anything with my hair. That's why this channel didn't grow as a hair channel, because I don't have a regimen. I use the Cantu conditioner, and I co-wash my hair every couple of days in the shower. I love I just co-wash and some Eco Style gel and stick down these hair edges, and some oil or something like that, some kind of a leave-in, which but that's it. The hair grows if you just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, I can't wait for it to grow back, and I promise this time I won't sacrifice it to the heat. No more. No more. So thank you. I appreciate you for noticing. Karen says that JP6 sure is. Did you get the book I wrote you? I must have missed something up in there. What's up, Diane? Diane says, yeah, Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Yep. I like that. All right. So, like I said, today we're busting out stuff. We calling the spade a spade. We picking out bones, right? We're picking out bones. And the reason why I came up to today is because I'm not sure what day it was, but a few days back, I did wasn't a live. I kind of just did like a video where I was reacting to an old video, and I just wanted it to be like 30 minutes or so. But as I was making the video and I was, discovering these bones and stuff. I was like, wow, this is really something that I need to do on a live so we could, comb through it and do a side by side comparisons because like I said before in the past, that the truth don't need to explain. The truth is always the truth, right? So that's your way to be able to see when somebody's telling you a lie, because they're going to give you story, right? And story, you telling the story, right? That's the same as telling a lie. And so now we got an opportunity to compare. And one of the good things too about standing on the truth and the truth always remaining the same is that when people tell lies, they start trying to chase the lies, because if they tell a lie and you use the truth to destroy it, liars, instead of just saying, yeah, you called me a liar, and then just go ahead and agree with the truth, they will double down and tell a new lie in order to help me try and convince you to believe the first lie, right? And not even considering the fact that they still got to maintain the first lie, because now they're off to the second lie, right? And then if you use the truth to dispute and destroy that lie, these habitual liars will come up with yet another lie, right? And if you start following them down, just going back and forth, disputing all these lies, you can get distracted on what the original truth was, because you're so busy, and I'm talking to me because I know I was doing it, defeating those lies, right? Start getting off into your own ego with, defending, the truth, or disputing the lies, more per se, as opposed to defending the truth, right? So it's an easy way that a lot of these gremlins will use to get you distracted, right? And so that's why we're going to go over that one video that I did when I don't even know how I fell down that rabbit hole, but I was reading off the so-called arrest report. And again, this was a lie that was told back in November. And I wasn't even sure how we got distracted off of that and started, talking about other things like that. But anyway, there was a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm just excited that we still here today, even though we went through a hurricane of different stories and stuff, but the truth was our foundation and it kept us going. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. So let me see here. Let me see if we got some new folks up in the house where we start telling everybody, hey. And again, Karen, thank you so much. I appreciate your encouragement too. That you sent me a good old encouraging email. And that's what really was keeping me going and stuff too, because, when this started to get through the middle and, people started coming out showing true colors and stuff, and then, people attacking each other. People started losing sight of that, we're supposed to be joining together in unity to try to get justice, but then we going back and forth with, people, I don't know. I want to say being jealous, right? Being jealous and coveting what you think, judging basically. So all those kind of things, being destructive, or thinking you're being destructive. But just like I've said before, you cannot dam the ocean, right? So if you're thinking that you are, paying somebody back, or you getting even and all that kind of stuff, you're not, and you're only setting yourself up to reap what you have sown, right? You're going to reap what you sow, and whomever you're trying to block or stop their blessing, you can't do that, because You don't even know what the universe owes that person. So all that to say is that can't dam the ocean, right? And what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. And that's why they tell you when you get on the airplane to put your oxygen mask on first before you go try to help somebody else out. Because if you are trying to, help somebody else out, getting all up in their business, telling them what they need to do, and you trying to orchestrate and do all this stuff for somebody else, you gonna pass out from the lack of oxygen because you didn't take care of yourself, and then they gonna be done because they was counting on you to help them out. So the best thing that you can do is to do what's best for you, and that is get yourself together, put that oxygen on, put your own oxygen on, right? Put it down there before you do anything. JP6 is talking in the chat with a Karen. What y'all got going on? What y'all got going on over there in that chat? Hey, and it is Faith Jones says, like and subscribe. Thank you, Anna. That's right here. See, here it is. Where's that at? Over here. Anna. I must be down pretty far. Anna. Thank you so much, Anna, for telling the people that. She's saying yes. Over up in there. That's right. And see here. And Karen says, oh my, at Diane Rice, and the pink emoji waving a hand over there. How are you? How y'all doing? I'm so grateful for y'all coming out here. And like I said, we're going to be roasting. And I'm going to start off roasting my own self first because I was fooled by it. I was fooled by it, and I was standing on that too. I was supporting. I was 100% all in for it. And see here, Lila says, "How you doing?" Oh yeah, y'all up in there talking and chopping it up amongst each other, and I appreciate that. All right, I appreciate y'all for still hanging up in here. And like I said, I'm a proud Gen Xer. I'm super proud to be a Gen Xer, and I'm also proud that a lot of y'all out there have stood up to admit that you also is from the Gen X club. And so I'm super proud of that, because one of the good things about we Gen Xers is that we was here before the internet. We was here before the internet, and we had to rely on reading, writing, and arithmetic in order to, know the thing that, oh, look at here. Thank you, Karen, for a super sticker that's just showing love and support for my beautiful Karen Brewer, who's given a $20 super sticker. Thank you so much for the love and support. And I totally appreciate that. We got some members up here in the house. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. And like I said, we got started on this journey, building this platform for Justice for Shanquella. It's been growing. There was, along the way, people came in and threw some bones off up in there. For the most part, we was deflecting them all, and we was doing good. We was doing good. We was able to have some respectful disagreements in our chat, because we didn't always all agree on everything. And how we were able to work out the problems were listening and putting everybody's stuff together, and then we could, take things, do the math and work it out. And, sometimes, we have to make changes. And like I've always said, that you have the right, when you become aware of the truth, to change your mind. You don't have to be loyal to any ideas that you hold today that are not correct or serve you tomorrow, right? So keep that in mind. So just like, when you become aware of the truth, that's the time when you're supposed to be, making the moves or do the thing, what the thing is that it is for you to do. And I'm just grateful, because one of the things that we've been putting together, we've, been reading our Acts of Faith. and blessing our chat. And that's how, we kind of stay up on the things like that. This here book by Yana Van Zett, copywritten back in 1993. And it's daily meditation for people of color. However, we do know that it's just daily medication for all people, right? Because over here, like I said, we are here for victims, right? Because in order to heal, you've got to acknowledge the fact that you were a victim, right? And that's how you're able to heal and become a survivor and be a voice. These abusers are able to get away with stuff because victims are suffering in silence. People are being held to hold the secrets of the abusers, especially if you've been abused by family members and things like that. And we Gen Xers, we come from that group where, you had to keep the family secrets. You could be in some serious trouble if you let my business get up out this house, right? Some of us heard that when it was coming up, right? So you had to keep the family secrets and things like that. So that's why over here, we started off, making this a safe place, a safe space for people to give their testimony and speak about abuse so we can give it a voice, and it empowers the next person to be able to speak about the abuse. And that's how we defeat these abusers, because most of them are allowed to be able to continue to abuse because it's been a secret, right? The same way these Cabo 6, those people over there in the beginning, before their pictures and their identity got out, we wouldn't have never known about that, right? So they would have been allowed to abuse in silence and the names wouldn't have been out there. So that's why we over here and we continue to talk about this, because we ain't letting it go no more, right? Speaking out the names of victims and abusers. So this, like I said, this book here, Iana Van Zett wrote a lot of stuff. A Yoruba priest is a cultural custodian, and she wrote a lot of self-help books and stuff in the 90s that helped a lot of people, and still really good and helpful today. All right, so April 6th, April 6th says, intuition is the spiritual faculties that does not explain, it simply points the way. And that's from Florence Scovel Skim. And Iana says, Nia had been prepared to inherit the wise woman's book. The old woman was the salvation in the backbone of the entire village. She was wise. She was loved, but she had become too old to carry out her duties. In return for 22 years of training, Nia was to inherit the old woman's key to life. The ceremony was long. The people were many. The responsibility was great. Nia was prepared. She was eager to get started. She believed the book would reveal and answer all of life's questions. It required 2 strong men to carry the book to her chamber. When they placed it on her table, she quickly waved them away. The book was solid gold, trimmed with emeralds, rubies, and sapphires. In the middle of the front cover sat a 7-carat diamond. Nia's heart was pounding. Her mouth had gone dry. With her eyes closed, she fondled the cover of the book. The time had come to open it. She was about to learn life's secret. She opened to the middle of the book. She looked down at the page. Nia had inherited a book of mirrors. The storehouse of abundance is already mine. Yay. All right. So that was a really good one there. And we appreciate Yana for the acts of faith that we use here today. Still very prevalent, very helpful, very helpful. I'm just excited. I'm excited about, like I said, going back to the past and what we did, how we were doing it, and to see, people still here, people still coming back here, people still showing support, and that the more we were talking, that we know that they heard us, because a lot of people were saying, they wanted the real news to say something again. And the video that I'm going to show today was, back in November when the real news was happening. And then we're going to show what the real news is saying today. And we're going to see the relationships and the connection between all of the different, lies that we were told, and where they stemmed from. Betty, all right, because Betty, I know this name from back in the day too. Betty, thank you so much for all the support you have been showing to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel. And Betty says hello, and some nice emojis there. Beautiful RN and everyone in the chat. How are you all doing tonight? And we are doing mighty fine here. We're doing mighty fine here. We back in the house, everybody. Yes, from back in the day, showing the love and all that stuff. Yes, thank you. Lila says, keep up the good work, Karen. You got this. Yes, Karen, like I said, has been very helpful. Thank you so much, Karen. I had started to, when March happened, and I had put the call out there to a lot of the people, because when this thing first started, people were stepping up saying, they wanted to help, they wanted support and all that good stuff, right? So when the attorneys for Shanquella got, started, that was the beginning part of March, when we saw they went to Washington, and, there was all this, not all this, but there was the letter, and then they had sent the attachment that Sue Ann Robinson had gained during her fact-finding mission to Cabo, right? So that was there, and we read through that, and just to that we were all coming back together. And so what I said and what I wanted was for us to keep it hot for Shanquella. And the reason why I was saying that, because those were some of Shanquella's last words, because that's what we heard in the few, videos that we had. These are, precious moments for us. And those were some of the last words that we heard Shanquella to say when she was walking through there, So she left all these clues for us, right? She was walking through that villa. Where y'all hoes at? Right? Oh, she said she gonna keep it hot. So that's what we doing over here. We keeping it hot. We keeping it hot for Shanquella. We keeping it hot. We making it hot for all those Cabo 6 people. It's gonna be hot out there for you, right? We making sure that we demanding justice, right? Because back in November, the news people were saying that the FBI, that we got rights to be able to charge them with some American crimes and stuff, right? So that's why we all coming together. So I started to chop up some of those live videos from there, and from back then, and I upload them. And Karen here, my moderator, and other folks and stuff too, but be off up in there while I'm working, right? Because in the beginning, when this thing first happened, I put everything on hold and put all of my energy in this. For the end of November, all of December, all of January, I didn't work. I was here every day putting out videos talking about justice for Shanquella. And some of February, I didn't go back to work until the end of February. So put a lot of energy off into that, and nothing was happening. All right, yay, got another super sticker. Just a super sticker too. Again, thank you so much, Orissa Bay. All right, a beautiful $5 super sticker. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And that's how we able to continue to keep it hot over here for justice for Shanquella Robinson. And I just thank y'all too so much. And that's what I was saying. Our call of action is to continue to come over here and gather and let it be known that we haven't forgotten. We haven't forgotten, and y'all can't trick us with no new stories, no new lies, and none of that stuff. So I'm just excited because, you know, especially when I'm able to go back and see the original story and then to hear, you know, these new lies and see how they don't even match up, right? And that's how I was just excited that we sticking with the truth over here, math and science, and how you guys have continued to encourage me to stick with this, even when it was times where I was just like, man, I don't need this. I don't live my own life. I wasn't looking to do this. I was just trying to make a little statement on this. I wasn't trying to be the voice for this. But however, sometimes when, you know, it's your time to, you know, speak and your time to make a difference, you have to do that. You have to put aside all those, you know, you have to put aside those things to look at the greater picture and all that good stuff. So I'm just excited because that's what we're doing over here. And so, all right. And then this here part is really the dedication to Tanya Carter, who during the time when I was doing those videos about Dejanay was already arrested, or when did Dejanay get out, and all that stuff. And Tanya was standing strong in the chat that these were lies and that there was no arrest made. This was before we heard from Shanquella's lawyer, Benjamin Crump, and Sue and Robinson, that and her mama and sister said nobody been arrested. And that's when I accepted the fact that nobody had been arrested. But up until that point, from, let me see when I said that. I want to say it was sometime in February. Yeah, it was sometime in February before I went back to work. And when I was just like, oh, these people are already gone, you know, locked up. I'm good. I can get back to life. But that was a distraction. And I'm just excited because it gives us an opportunity to show how powerful the truth is, and sticking to the math and science, sticking to the facts. So this here live is in dedication to Tanya Carter for and there were other people too, but I definitely do remember Tanya because she was very she was just almost as equally as passionate as I was about that they had been detained and stuff like that too. So anyway, we're going to start off with I'm going to share. I'll share that video, and we'll go from there. Or yeah, that's what we'll do. So just hang tight while I get our offering for today. And what we doing here, and all around natural beauty RN channel, where we talking about the bones and the lies, and who was telling them lies, and why do we think they was giving us these lies, telling us these here lies. I think I need to do this here to keep it hot. You know, I'll do the one from the live here. So while I'm getting that up there, thank you to my member Beverly Foster. All right, who's been there from the beginning? And LaJessica, I hadn't seen her name. She was somebody there. Yes, let's keep it high. LaJessica B said, yes, let's keep it high. And I'm so grateful to, that people feeling that and that we all on that accord with knowing what that's all talking about. Yes, 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 yes. Keeping it hot. All right. And Arissa says, hello, beautiful. All right there. So, all right. Oh, here go a new name. Stephanie Harden. I would think it would difficult for them to sit still with the warm weather coming. They're young. All right. Hey, Betty says, we need justice for Shanquella Robinson, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yes. I know, because I was listening and, when we were talking about that took 7 years for the Sweetie Pop dude that killed his nephew. Is this the one here? Killed his nephew. Yes, it is. Killed his nephew for some money, right? And he had the mom who enabling mother. Then the enabling mother. Oh, we got some initials here. Oh, and I want to thank Series for sending me that email with some initials and stuff. Once I start learning them, I think we Gen Xers need to learn these new shorthands. And the reason why I'm saying that's because I don't really know what this one. YW. You will love. All right, Betty said, okay, I already read that. All right, so let me go in here. We're going to share our first video. And let's see here. This here's a video from, let's see here. This is me, my video from November the 26th. This is actually like the second live that I was doing on this here topic. And so in the beginning, we had the news people making statements about Mexico, right? So we're going to look at this from November the 26th, right? And then the document from Shanquella's lawyers that was put out in March of 23. We're going to go over that. We're going to compare the notes. We're going to do side by side so we can see how, if you start chasing these lies and stuff like that, you can easily lose track of the, what's going on. But the good thing is that nowadays with the videos and all that stuff, maybe 40 years ago, they could have gotten away with this, but not today. Not today, because we see you is already there. All right, so here we go. Trying to get it up to our first story. Like I said, this here. Okay, here we go. Move back just a wee bit. And wait, pause. And yeah, y'all let me know. I'm gonna go through it with y'all. So here, present, share the screen. Can y'all hear that pretty good? Okay, people, let's see what they saying here. Keep it. I haven't seen this. I just picked this up. It's just random. It's only like 2 minutes and some change. All right. So anyway, this volume is going to be low. This was back in November. When I was just getting started as a YouTuber, and so I'm going to turn it up a little bit in this video. But for y'all that's here now on April 6th. This is me, November 26th, saying put the one in the chat. So don't worry about putting the one in the chat. It's going to be low in the beginning. I'm just playing it down so y'all can see what they were saying. And I'll highlight it. Look at these people that was here back then. Yeah, Mac. Okay, here we go.
Acquaintance at a luxury resort. They're looking to extradite the suspect to face charges.
Can y'all hear that? Put a 1 in the chat if you could hear this.
ABC's Serene Shaw joins us with more as that woman still hasn't been named. Serene, good morning.
Okay, so that this time she said the woman still hadn't been named. So this here, November 26th, so the name Dejanay hadn't even been put out there just yet, right? They still saying the woman hadn't been named.
Dejanay, a 25-year-old, went down to Mexico with some friends to celebrate someone's birthday. And just one day into that vacation, she turned up dead. And now officials have another big problem on their hands. Their prime suspect is no longer in the country.
What?
This morning, a potential legal limbo as Mexican prosecutors seek to extradite an acquaintance of Shanquella Robinson, the North Carolina woman found dead while vacationing in Mexico. Authorities are not currently naming her, but say she is a direct aggressor against the 25-year-old after a video.
All right. All right. So keep in mind, this here is November the 26th, right? So I've only seen the video, a few times, right? It hasn't been played that much. And it's so fresh and new at the time. I'm still just like taken aback at the viciousness of it, right? So I haven't even really studied it and all that stuff. So if as you can see here, look at my face, because I'm now starting to look at this figure here, and it's starting to hit my brain what I'm seeing here, that this is an XY chromosome here in this picture. So I'm seeing it here for, this first time. And again, I did not want to sign up to do this stuff. I got on the platform to say what I saw on the injury. I was not expecting that it's going to be 5 months of this whole, whatever craziness is happening with this situation. There's been, all kind of stuff. People saying it's a cult, it's some type of demonic, all kind of crazy stuff that I didn't want no part of. But here it is. And, here it is.
Online, too violent to show, reveals Robinson assaulted in her hotel room. Mexican authorities issuing an arrest warrant.
Yeah. I'm laughing because look at my face. I'm like, right? And the reason why I'm saying, is because I'm looking here at these wide shoulders. I'm looking here at these long arms. And I said earlier that I didn't want to go through this rabbit hole because people had been saying that this is a transgender. And it was all this crazy talk stuff that I did not want to be involved in or none of that, because I wanted to keep my head in the sand. But I'm already on the video here. It's happening. It's happening. Wow. Okay. I'm just like, I was checking out, but look at, okay. Oh my goodness. I don't want to talk about it. Right. Rabbit hole.
Back in America for the crime of femicide, the act of killing a woman based on her gender.
On the one hand, the U.S. government is going to take this seriously.
Now, he said on the one hand, the U.S. government is going to take this seriously. So this here is my issue with the U.S. government, right? This is what they were saying back in November. Why haven't they taken it serious? Nothing's happened, right? Nobody's been arrested. Nobody's been detained. Let's see what else he got to say.
And on the other hand,
really
it's
low.
not obligated to turn her over.
On October 29th, local police reports state that a Baja Resort town guest.
All right, so on October 29th, local police report. That's clue number 1, right? We've heard that Mexico is corrupt. We heard that the Mexico police is corrupt. The American police is corrupt. This ain't this ain't surprising that there's corruption in police departments, right? Can we agree that there's corruption in the police throughout the world, right? It's not just in America, it's not just here in Mexico. However, they do have their problem is bigger than ours, right? we're not as bad. Anyway, but anyway, police corruption, woo, that's not no new concept, right? So here our clue right here, police report. This is how they try to distract you, right? Because we up here, we just hear in this part here, but we forget this, that the police can't do any medical reporting. They police.
Told medical staff
That
around
better?
2 in the afternoon that Robinson had drunk a lot of alcohol. A doctor determining she was stable but dehydrated, adding Robinson's acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital. The police report states.
So this here came from the Mexican police, right? So they are already here trying to throw the Cabo 6 under the bus. Right here. The acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital.
The Charlotte native went into cardiac arrest, declared dead by 6 p.m.
Went into cardiac arrest and was pronounced dead by 6 p.m.
But an autopsy different from that report, stating medical officials arrived before 3 p.m., quickly declaring Robinson dead from severe spinal cord injury.
Medical officials arrived before 3 p.m. Quickly declaring Robinson dead from a severe spinal cord injury and dislocated neck. 3 p.m. is 3 hours sooner than 6 p.m. that the police reported. Right?
And a dislocated neck. Robinson's family wants answers.
I'm just waiting on that day when someone can be arrested. That's all I'm waiting on.
As for those contradictions, Dan Abrams tells us that can happen when you have different officials looking into the same.
Wow. All right. So someone had a question. Do you think she fought her again after the video ended? She was screaming, "Get up." You mean, did she continue to attack her? Because I remember seeing there was another video that showed the other lady, the lighter skinned one, the Winter, I believe that's the light skinned woman. Woo! Y'all hear that? That's me. November the 26th saying, I remember seeing another video with the light skinned girl attacking her. Right? November 26th. They were still, butchering her body, basically. But we saw after the first one is the one that, delivered the, that broke the back and all that stuff. So anybody that touched her after that, after that first lady did, if they touched her before 15 minutes, to me, that they should all be, held responsible for her demise. But this was interesting because we can see here that the story started to change after the autopsy report, where that's how, to me, you can see that these are all lies. Because all right, so y'all can see that was saying the same thing then that I'm saying today, right? These were the same facts, right? The same facts. All right, so what I want to do now is, let me just say hey to some more folks that are showing up here. What's up, Kai, Rania? All right, we got the OGs showing up in here. So what I want to do now, since we said that's November 26th, I'm going to bring up the document that was shared with us in March, right? I'm going to bring up the document we see here that they said, wait, I think too, let me just play, I'm gonna play a little bit more on this here, skip it to another video, where the facts are still not gonna, they're gonna give some more different story here. So let's just go ahead and get back up here. What's up, Kairanya? All right, so I'm just laughing. I'm laughing at me. Look at me. Poor me. All right, here we go. All right, so let me see here. Let's see here what was being she passed before she expired. All right, so even in this little part right here, police report, right? Police report. There's your clue right there, right? So this here is a distraction because the medical autopsy report says something different. So they, all right, so this police report, this here story came out November the 22nd. November the 22nd. The police have been the only ones painting any narrative, right? The police that we have known is corrupt, right? The police report reveals Shanquella spent 3 hours with a doctor before she died. There's no place where a doctor would spend 3 hours with a patient. Just like I was saying back then, when was the last time, think about the last time you went to see a doctor. The last time you went to see a doctor, you see the receptionist, you see the nurse, you see, and then when the doctor finally comes in there, he or she will spend 3 to 8 minutes with you because they've already reviewed, charted all the little stuff to make their diagnosis. They'll spend 3 to 8 minutes with you, and then they are off to the next person. Doctors don't have that kind of time. And 2, a doctor would not be bumbling around trying to assist somebody in the field who requires hospitalization, who is seeking more than 3 to 8 minutes of care. They're not going to risk their license doing that. They're going to see that the person's level of care is more than what they can provide, and they're going to move it up, right? So we're going to hear a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to go to that document, and we're going to read there. We're going to show how no doctor was there. These are all lies. This is all lies that they're making up to try to remove the blame from the part that they played in this whole thing, because we also know that this whole alcohol poison, alcohol intoxication story is a cookie cutter excuse that multiple people have used to kill people in a foreign country and get away with it, right? You've done the research to see, you can go there, pay the people the money, they give you the alibi and all that stuff. So let's finish. They put here police report. Why would we believe the police? What their report said, that has nothing. When has the police report have anything to do with the time and cause of expiration, right? That's fake right there. So we don't even have to, we going to, but we don't even have to read any further right here. Police report reveals the doctor spent 3 hours, right? So most of us have been to the doctor, right? When have you ever known? Okay, I guess, okay, y'all can see I'm saying the same thing, so I'm gonna skip on that. I was saying that then too, all right? I'm glad to hear that I'm saying the same stuff, right? I'm an honest person, y'all. I trust me. I trust me. There you go. Let's see. Remember I was telling you about words and stuff like that? You gotta dissect it. Let's see what word. Problem. Love your take on things as an RN. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. I appreciate that. And say just Juanita Newby, good point. All right, excellent. Okay, so let's go and get back on over here and see the tank. No, I'm gonna make that. There we go.
All right, let's see.
All right, it says according to experts, right? Now see how they remember I was telling you about words and stuff like that. You gotta dissect it. According to experts, right? From a police report obtained by the Charlotte Observer, a doctor from the local hospital in Cabo, Mexico, was with.
Hey, all right. So, back, like I said, this was back. Oh, I'm so sorry. Y'all not even able to see it. Excuse me. I didn't mean y'all didn't see. All right. So back November the 26th, I didn't know anything about, who this Charlotte Observer is. I believe this is the one guy, Gerald Jackson, I believe. If anybody knows that to be true. But I'm sure at this time, I'm not even sure if I know I didn't know who that was or any of that kind of stuff there. So, all right, so that's where this information is coming from.
Robinson and the other House members for almost 3 hours before she was pronounced deceased on October 29th. Okay, so just in this little bitty paragraph alone, look at all these bones, right? Here's a bone right here, according to experts, right? We already have the autopsy report. So what this here, when the person expires, like you want them to be someplace else, like if you made house calls, exactly.
Right. So let me get back to the news, the new letter. Betty Yellick says, please step up, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Yes. Especially, yes, exactly. Yes. And just like Sue Ann said, we need high-level diplomatic intervention. We need high-level diplomatic intervention, obviously, because so far nothing's been done. And we've heard the people that said back then that the U.S., could get them for, something, here. That, they made the plan here and did, that Shanquella has rights as an American citizen for them to step up and do something. So yes, Betty Yellock, exactly. Please step up, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Step up. Yes. Thank you so much for lifting your voice and sharing your passion here. Erica Carter says, hello, and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel. Yes. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna read that document. Is this okay? Yeah, here we go. Here's the document. All right, so let me close out a couple of these here boxes. And Karen says at Beverly Foster, I missed you also. I'm so happy to see you. Yes, I know. So we was tag teaming it out, and some of us, took a little small break. But like I said, long as we keeping it hot, keeping the fire going and stuff like that, people come back and still leave comments and all that stuff, still showing support and all that good stuff. And we keeping the fire burning. We keeping it hot. Beverly Foster says the guy that murked Andre Montgomery, was recorded telling his brother in prison about the dead. That's how they caught Tim Norman. What? Hopefully one of the Cabo Six will rat on him or herself. Yes. And two, if nothing else, we got the video and, with audio, we see all them over there. To me, that is more than enough. More than enough. Let's see here. Yeah, it's too low to hear. Yeah, I apologize, y'all. And I'm not even sure where I can find that video at. But here we go. All right, so let's now go over here to our document. Go over here, share this here document. All right, so this is what we know here. We know that this sign-in sheet has 7 names on it. And if we take away Shanquella's name, we are left with what is known as the Cabo Six, which consists of Kali Cook, Malik Dreyer, Winter Donovan, Elise Hyatt, Dejanay Jackson, and Nazir Wiggins, right? And their photographs were put out there, so we were able to match names with faces. And everyone agreed with the names and the faces. We have on video the mother, Nancy Grace, and several other people stating that the aggressor in the video doing the attack, that's attacking Shanquella, is Dejanay Jackson. And the picture that they showed was the picture of Dejanay in the pink and blue. And that the person being attacked was Shanquella. So those are our givens. Then we come down here. Keep in mind the story that we just heard on from November the 22nd or so about the medical professionals, medical staff, right? Medical staff was there at 2:00 and quickly reported that she was demised. Quickly reported she was gone, right? I said, then this here, even though it's dated November the 19th, was we didn't get access to this, wasn't put out there until March 13th, when Benjamin L. Crump, Esquire, and Sue Ann Robinson, Esquire, sent this letter regarding the death of an American citizen, Shanquella Robinson, in Mexico to President Joe Biden, March 13th, right? So she went to Mexico on a fact-finding mission, and she came back with this. Mexico gave her this bag of lies here. All right, so here we go. The first one is from a worker from the Cabo Six, a male. They've blacked out the name. We only know that it is a male, age 39, right? And this person is saying that they know that the attack took place between 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. They made this part of their statement and they dated it November the 19th, right? 2022. That's when they were saying that. This is the interesting part down here. We move down to the second witness, which is the concierge. They blacked out the name. We only know that it is a 41-year-old male, and they're saying that they work for the Villa, Cabo Villa, right? This person is giving the timeline. This person has stated that they are concierge, right? It says here that I have been employed by blank or Cabo's Villa in the United States, where I work as concierge in attention and customer service. I provide assistance with doubts, any service that is needed, right? They say they provide any service, anything you need, I get it, right? And they are establishing that Dejanay Jackson was the main client, right? This was Dejanay Jackson's plan, right? Plan here, right? So this person, the concierge, is stating that on October 28th, that the guests would arrive around 3 p.m. The main client was Dejanay Jackson with the phone number. They put down the phone number there. And all right, so one of the things that stands out to me in this document as being lies is that how they're trying to paint the picture here. When people are telling the stories, they'll come up with these specifics. Here we have times, like they're very specific with the times. It would have been around 1719, and that's 5:19 in military time, 5:19 p.m. 1719, right, was when they're saying that the person arrived here, right? They're painting this picture here, right? We got all these times, right, where they're being precise with the time. She arrived at the Casa Villa around 20 hours, which is 8 o'clock p.m., right? I arrived at the villa about 15 minutes before. And upon entering, I saw a person of slim build, right? They're giving all these good descriptions here, age description and all that stuff, right? Then as we start to come to the actual attack, and then when they throw the bone in here, you can see they're going to get vague, right? So up until then, we're getting all these times here. We're getting times, all right? So right now, we're at the dinner. I'm going to just read this here. This is them giving their description of the dinner, what happened. I only saw the male guests described above. So this concierge said that when he got there, he saw there were two. The chef told him that there were already 2 guests. We see on this here sign-in sheet up here that there is a space missing. There's a space missing. Who is this mystery person, which would be 8? And then he's a concierge saying that he only saw one of the 2 people. That has some more looking into. It needs some more looking into. It says only saw that 2 people, a couple, had arrived at the villa a few hours before. However, I only saw the male guests described above. I prepared my registration sheet, the information I have to provide. Okay, so maybe that's why he's saying that he didn't see the first person. So maybe this is the couple, and people were saying that there's some other lady that was supposed to be on the trip. Maybe she is the other lady, and that's why he left the space here for the other person that was the couple. What y'all think on that? That just kind of popped up to me right now here. What y'all think about that? Look at me, Nancy Drew. Let me get on back down here so we can finish solving this here mystery. All right. Let me see here. All right. Where am I at? All right. That was very interesting. I think, I might be on to something right there. If it's 2 people, he's saying it's 2 people, but he only saw one. Maybe that's why he left the blank up there, because he knew it was 2 people, right? So, okay, here we go. Keep on moving down here. Put that in your pipe and consider it. All right, so it says, I prepared my registration sheet, the information I have provided to the client: guacamole, tortilla chips, margarita, and I waited for the main client, who arrived almost immediately in Tarscobo Transport. They got off with the grocery bottles of alcohol and tequila, put down their suitcases, start taking pictures of the villa. They looked excited. In total, 5 people arrived. 3 women, 2 of them African American, and 1 between Afro American and mixed Latina. Of them, the main one, named Dejanay Jackson, who is of sturdy build, a dark skin with a thick voice, right? So look, why are they painting this picture here? Huh? Why y'all think they paint the picture to say, you know, the sturdy build and the thick voice? She was accompanied by 2 male guests. So let's see here. 2 African-American women. All right, so the 2 women would probably be Winter and Elise, because she came with 2. All right, anyway, we'll work that out. So I don't know. What are y'all thoughts on that? The 2. Okay, let me go on back, finish up in here. Right. So back down here, Miss Jackson. All right, so I'm trying to get down to this here timeline here, right? When the incident takes place. All right, so I introduced myself to the main guest. Miss Jackson asked her concierge and some of her guests or friends to decide who would stay in the rooms. We returned to the dining room to sign the documents, which consist of guest registration, insurance included in the villa, and resident complex rules, and provide a copy of each one of them, registering the following: 1, Khalid Cook. That ain't true. All right, so this here really still gets me there. That little 1 up there, right? So he left a blank space there. All right, so he's saying that Khalid Cook 1, Malik Dreyer 2, Winter Donovan 3, Shanquella 4, Elise Hyde 5, Dejanay Jackson 6, 7, Nazir Wiggins. All right, see here. The main guest stayed in the master bedroom, which is located at the end of the living room. There are 2 rooms at the end of the kitchen, the entertainment room, then an access with an open area which connects to 3 more rooms. All right, so we move on down here. All right, so he's saying here that the chef, he left there, and the chef and the waiter was also there. The next day, all right, here we go. All right, so remember the timelines here. Here we go. Here's the math. The next day at 13:50 or 13:52, again, here we go, clues with these very specific tight timelines, right? It was 13:50 or 13:52, right? Okay, so very right here. I received a text message from the main guest, Miss Jackson, asking me if I'm available and which was the nearest medical service. I greeted her and asked her how I could support her and if she was looking for a hospital. She answered yes. All right, so he's saying that 150 or 152 got the text. right? So he offered her a hospital and she said yes. So why did he call a doctor, right? If you offered a hospital, she said yes, why are you calling the doctor to send a doctor over there, right? So here's the part where the story is falling apart, right? You put this hospital portion up in there. So if someone says that they are looking for some medical service and you say, are you looking for a hospital? And they say yes, okay? I think my friend has alcohol poisoning and needs emergency services and someone to speak or translate in Spanish for us. I think my friend has alcohol poisoning and needs emergency services. Right? So they telling us here that it's already been identified as an emergency, right? Do you see how when they doing the lie, the truth will be up in there, but then they will slide in the sleight of hand there to put the lie on there, right? I already said here, need a hospital, right? That's why you got to pull out these words. You got to really dissect it and see what it's saying here. It said to need a hospital in emergency, right? And someone to translate in Spanish for us. I offered to send her a doctor so he could determine if it was necessary to go to the hospital. And I told her that the doctor speaks English, right? So there again, why would the concierge take it upon themselves to say that if someone is saying that they need emergency, so now, they trying to put the blame on Dejanay here. We're going to put the blame on you, concierge, because if someone is saying that they need emergency service, why are you prolonging it by sending over a doctor who is not an emergency doctor? Even if it was an emergency doctor, that's still not the proper protocol. If there's an emergency needed, the 911 system or whatever number in that country to activate their emergency system needs to be activated. So you're putting the blame on yourself by painting this here lie. This here lie totally puts the responsibility on you, dear concierge, because you clearly say here that Dejanay said, I think my friend has alcohol poison and needs emergency services. So you dropped the ball, right? You're so busy painting the picture here. You are being negligent. I offered to send her a doctor so he could determine if it was necessary. They said here, he, right? Then didn't they tell us that it was a lady doctor, right? All right, so listen here, this says he. I offered to send her a doctor so he could determine if it was necessary to go to a hospital. And I told her that the doctor speak English. She answers, yes, please. I tell her that it costs $100 for the visit plus the medicine. I ask her if she agrees and she answers yes, as soon as possible. I tell her that I will make the call to request the service, to which she answers, yes, please. Around 2 p.m. on October 29th, I call Dr. Blank, who is our contact for medical attention of our guests. So if this doctor is their contact and he's saying that it's a he, how is it then that they are telling us that it was a lady doctor there? How is it that they are showing us pictures of a lady doctor when the man doctor is supposed to be their contact person? Right? Right? Okay. And around 2 p.m. is when they're making the call, right? They're making the call at 2 p.m. Let me see what y'all over here doing. Y'all, have I lost y'all? Y'all still with me? Ooh, y'all still with me down here? All right. Let me see here. Beverly says at Melanie B. Exactly. This was planned out before they even checked into the villa. Yes. So that's something that we should be able to get them on, right? This was already premeditated. It says Betty says at Melanie, they kept asking her to drink. Yes. And like I said, okay, even we just read here that they went and got all of the fixings, right? Because they needed to set the stage for the alibi of the alcohol poisoning, right? So that's why I feel like they made it a point to make the video of them playing the drinking game, of them drinking at dinner and all that stuff. And you can even see, because they were bad actors, like nobody was acting like they were having a good time. They was just like, they like drank, and they was just like, like, it was just something that you had to do these steps. Like this was part of the initiation here. Do the thing. Yes. Beverly says this was so premeditated. I agree with you. Big time at Beverly. Everyone's saying that they believe this was premeditated. And Karen says, we have 74 watching and 41 likes. Thank you so much. Now we can try for 70. Yes. Let me see what these likes is looking like over here. Yeah, 52. Let's get these likes up. I see 83 people here in this here chat. I appreciate y'all so much. All right. So, I think I'm going to need to come back over here to get this second story because they're going to there's a 2 p.m. time. I think this is it here. Let me get over here. See. Okay. All right. So let me come here. All right. So let me share this over here. This again was back November the 26th. This here is, I think, Good Morning America. Yeah. Good Morning America. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I thought it was maybe a little bit more information, but it wasn't. So, oops. Did I mess up there? Let me see. For her demise. Wow. Yeah. Get all of the evidence. Hate crime. Wow. Uncertainty and questions compounded by the complexity of Robinson's demise in a country far from her home have been at the center of the mystery and outcry for weeks. Outcry for weeks. Wow. So this here is really interesting there that, they put this definition of the femicide as of a woman at the hands of a man. Oh, right? Wow. I didn't know that was already out there like that. I thought I had looked it up. Okay. Well. See, interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right. So let me see here. Betty says, sometimes talk is cheap. We need action. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And just like Sue Ann said, we need high-level diplomatic intervention. And that's what we're doing here. And that's why we continuing to keep it hot by keeping her name out there. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Their parents need to be ashamed of themselves. Ooh. Beverly Fox says, if the U.S. can search for and pay ransom in just days, what is the holdup in Shanquella's case? Matter of fact, this government never pays ransom for anyone. That case was very suspect. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. They set up Shanquella. I agree with you on that. And too, I remember, back in November, when people were saying, that this was, more than what we know about and stuff. Folks was coming up in the chat, talking about it was some type of a sacrifice for some type of Mexican there's some spooky ooky stuff out there happening and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't know what the holdup is and how far this rabbit hole goes. Beverly Fox says at Betty Yellock, this world has gotten so selfish and immoral. Those parents don't know what righteousness is. And one parent is supposed to be a minister or something. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're saying, hey, I remember you from way, way back in the day. Way back in the day. What's going on, Melanie? Yes. All right. So we're going to go on back down up here and start finishing up some more on this here timeline to show some more of these here bones. Beauties and beautiful. What's up, Tamika? Tamika is in the hizzy. Go ahead, dropping those blessings to all of the people. All right. Thank you, Karen. All right. It's on it tonight. On it tonight. Let's see here. Yeah, on it tonight. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Beverly says that Melody and Tamika, hey, thanks for joining. That's right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming in here. Let's see. LaJessica says, so you don't believe the concierge? No. I do not believe the concierge. I don't. I don't believe the concierge, and I don't. I don't believe the concierge. Let me get on back over to this concierge letter, and with all these bones in it. All these bones in it, right? All these bones in it, right? So we got all this here, and because look at how you're trying to describe and paint the picture here, right? At 1:50, all this stuff happening. And then on the news story back in November, they were saying 2 p.m., right? And then here's another highlighted part here. Is about. Okay, let me go back down here. Back to the story. This is why I don't believe it, because it sounds like a bologna sandwich here. All right, so said around 2 p.m. that they called the doctor. All right, so already here they exchanged the gender of the doctor from a he, and if they had to say they were calling a random doctor, I would say, okay, maybe they thought it was a he, but then the lady showed up. But then remember Nazir, when he said on his little live, he said that he was expecting a lady doctor, but a man showed up, right? And then all of a sudden, and this was back in November when he did his live, said they were expecting a man, but expecting a lady, but a man showed up. And then they changed the gender that it was a lady doctor. And then we go back to this story here. He's saying it was a man, and that this doctor works for them. He's the doctor, the contact for the medical attention of our guests. Right, so this doctor, the man, is the go-to dude for the guest here. All right, it says, and in about 4 minutes, Miss Jackson texted me asking me what I had been told, and I answered her that a doctor is going to contact her to check her friend, and she replies, okay, right? So somebody calling back in 4 minutes is pretty, fast, right? So this to me should be an indication that this is urgent, right? They 4 minutes, right? And then again, here we were with more specifics, right? 4 minutes. Shows the number 4 minutes later, calls back. No, did she call back? In 4 minutes, texted me asking what I had been told, right? She replies back, okay. Attached to this document is a screenshot of the conversation with Miss Jackson and I, where she asked me for medical help, and the conversation is recorded on 3-letter size sheets of paper attached here too. Right? Now, the next sentence starts at 16:25, and that is 4:25 p.m. Blank texted me and told me that the girl has to be hospitalized, right? So now we go up here at 2 p.m. and making the call, all right? 4 minutes later, so 2:04, the last conversation, communication. And then between 2:04 to 4:25, what happened? There is no documentation of anything that happened. What took place, what transpired for nearly 2.5 hours, right? Texted me and told me that the girl has to be hospitalized because after being evaluated, she has to be hospitalized, and that her friends were finding out if they had insurance, to which I asked if she is in serious condition, and the doctor said no. The doctor said no. Now, 2 sentences above, it says that blank texted me and told me that the girl has to be hospitalized. Being hospitalized is serious, right? But the concierge says that he asked if the condition was serious. The doctor said no. So who said that the girl had to be hospitalized? Why did blank text the concierge and say that the girl has to be hospitalized? Who made that decision? Only a doctor can say if someone needs to be hospitalized. So, how is the doctor telling blank, expressing to blank that the girl has to be hospitalized because after being evaluated, she has to be hospitalized? Right? So, after being evaluated, she has to be hospitalized. But then the doctor says no, that the condition isn't serious. Do y'all see all the contradictions in this? These are lies. Lies. If after being evaluated, and the doctor is the only one who could evaluate and determine if someone needs to be hospitalized, how can they say that the doctor said that the condition was not serious? These are lies. To which I asked if she is serious condition, and the doctor said no, but that she does need an IV, that she is practically unconscious, and that was why she had to be hospitalized. What is practically unconscious? That's not even a term that a doctor would say. You're either conscious or unconscious. There are different levels of consciousness when you're making an evaluation, but if you are evaluating someone's level of consciousness, they're not conscious, that is serious. That requires a hospitalization. If someone is not conscious, you cannot be unconscious and it's not an emergency. The normal state of being is being conscious. If you're unconscious, something's wrong. Something wrong. Something ain't right. Okay? All right, so here we go with the rest of the lies, right? Told by Mexico, who back in November ruled this out, said there was no foul play, that it was cardiac arrest due to alcohol poison, right? That's what they were saying. That was what was being said there. All right, so need to be hospitalized because she's practically unconscious, and that's why she has to be hospitalized. Later, the administrator blank with telephone number blank called me to ask if I requested an ambulance for the villa. I told him no. Okay. This happened in 2022. Why are they in a situation with someone who needs to be hospitalized utilizing a third-party system to relay messages to get the person assistance? Why didn't the doctor who was on the scene call for an ambulance? Why are they texting the concierge to call an ambulance? Why? Why? What sense does that make? It makes no sense. No sense. I told him no. He tells me that security of Puerto Los Cabos is asking him about the request and access of ambulance to Casa Linda number 32. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is put out there to support that Winter made a 911 call, right? So this guy, he's saying blank said, hey, did you call the ambulance? Because they down here trying to find out who called the ambulance. What if the ambulance is supposed to be coming up to villa number 32? Right? Because remember, there was some talk that Winter supposedly made a 911 call. Right? So I'm sure this is why this is put out there to say that. Later, blank called me to tell me that the guest had died. Right? Now listen to this. This is how you could tell that this is a lie. Later, blank called me. Later, when all up in here, everything was specific. 16:25, 2 p.m., 13:50, 1352. See all these times here? Very specific, very precise. But now when we get down to this part, talking about the death, later, Blank called me to tell me that the guest had died and asked me to go there as soon as possible. That he is already on his way to help whatever he can. All right? So no particular time. Later, right? So why is it that the concierge needs to get there as soon as possible? For what? Right? For what? Why they got to get there as soon as possible? I went to Puerto Los Cabos from Cabo San Lucas after having spoken with Blank. Upon arrival at the villa, I find a couple of municipal police officers talking to Blank in the parking area of the house. Okay? So why are the police there? Who called the police and why? Who called the police and why? The police don't come out with every ambulance call. Why did the police come out for someone who had alcohol poisoning? Can somebody tell me why the police are out there for an alcohol poisoning? Is anybody out there able to tell me why police officers are out there talking in the parking lot area of the house, and one of the guests who was African American descent, regular build, short hair, was coming and going from the house and calling by cell phone a relative or friend in the United States? Now, how do you know that they were calling a relative or friend in the United States? How do you know that? Using Blank as a translator. I also saw the main client, Miss Jackson, making contact with the male guest and on several occasions entering and leaving the house. During this time, I am waiting for Blank to tell me what to do, since he are my concierge team leader. So I entered the house. When I initially observed the guest, relaxed, calm, sitting in the living room near the bar and dinner table. Okay, so here we go again with more contradictions, right? So up here, he's painting the picture of two people, and it sounds as if there's some anxiety up in here. Sounds like they're pacing back and forth. They're making phone calls. They're urgently doing something, right? So listen to all this information up in there, right? He's giving a description here, right? On the cell phone to a relative or a friend back in the United States. You know, maybe the translator told him that who he was talking to, a relative or a friend. I don't know, right? So, but they're moving around, pacing back and forth, right? This sounds like some anxiety up here, right? They also painting Dejanay. She's back and forth in and out of the house. This sounds like some, anxiety, right? Then all of a sudden, now when he comes in the house, everyone's calm and relaxed. How'd that happen? Huh? How are they now calm and relaxed, sitting in the living room near the bar and dinner table, right? This is why I don't believe them. These are lies. This is them painting a picture here to support the narrative. All right, girl, you don't, girl, you be on the job. She's saying that to Karen. All right, what's going on? Sienna, Polly, good, fix your lashes. Who got lashes? Let's see here. Welcome and thanks for being here. Yes, thank you so much here. I know you're talking about me. I ain't got no lashes, baby. This here is just mascara. I've always had nice lashes. I ain't got nothing to fix. I'm all around natural beauty, baby. You ain't hear that? All around natural beauty. Let's see here. Yes. Olivia says, if Kali came, let's say with Shanquella, and Nazir came next day, who are two males? Okay, one Malik. Who is that other male? Maybe I'm reading wrong. Okay, I'm with you on that, Olivia. Okay, so let's see here again. See here. Kali. Let's say Kali came with Shanquella. Then Nazir came the next day. Now, see, this here, Nazir comes the next day is suspect also because people was pointing him out as that being a lie, that he was actually already there. So if Kali and Shanquella, yeah, I don't know, but I feel you on that. There's some, my antenna is up on that too. I feel you. Olivia said, I'm speaking on two males who with Dejanay. Yeah, okay, so Malik, Kali, and who was the other one? Nazir, right? So that's the three guys we know was there. So two males with Dejanay. I don't know. I would say, okay, the two males with Dejanay, then maybe people are right about dude Nazir being there. So maybe that was Nazir was the skinny guy, 25 to 30, that the concierge saw, and that one mystery girl that some people have reported. I'm not really good with names, but this is good here. I like where you're going with that. It's, let's get the using our noodle. Let's see. Beverly Faust says at Olivia, good question. But he also said that one male had dreads. Nazir said there was definitely only 7 people there. Maybe because that one Malik guy didn't have like little braids or something. Maybe that's who he was talking about as far as the dreads. Let's see here. Karen, Karen says at Beverly Foster's. And I'm still scrolling to see if I missed anyone's face. All right. Hey. All right. So, yeah. Shady people. Yes. And two, we can see that the shade always started here with Mexico. Mexico been throwing this shade since the beginning of this whole thing here. And see, Olivia says at Beverly, that's the burning question I have had. Who is this other male? Malik is one. Who other? Khalid there, Nazir next day. I want to know. Yes. All right. So, okay. Let me get back over here and see where I'm at. All right. So, okay. All right. So my purpose was to look for the main guest. This is back at the concierge talking about. He came in there and say they all sitting in the living room, relaxed, calm, chilling at the bar. Concierge says, my purpose was to look for the main guest, Miss Jackson, and give her my condolences. Right? When I talked to her, I gave her my condolences. She thanked me and told me that they had talked to her friend's mother and mentioned that this was so fast. To lose her in an instant of having had too much alcohol. And see how they keep emphasis on the alcohol. And why is he wanting to offer Dejanay condolences? Just because she was the main guest? Why is he putting emphasis on offering condolences to Dejanay? Right? These were just some friends. Why didn't he offer condolences to anybody else? Why Dejanay? Right? Let's see what he has to say afterwards. And this may give a clue as to why he's letting you know that, his purpose was to offer his condolences to the main client. He says, I gave my condolences. She thanked me and told me that they had talked to her friend's mother and mentioned that this was so fast to lose her in an instant of having had too much alcohol. I asked her if I could give her a hug, to which she said yes, right? So again, why is this important? Right? Why is this important? Who would put this off into a statement, right? This is how you can tell when people lying, because they're too dramatic, right? Right? So this here has to be said because he's setting the stage. He's setting the stage to paint the picture because of what's about to be said next. All right. So let's just see why he thinks it's important to say, I asked if I could give her a hug, to which she said yes. And she gave me a very indifferent hug, very cold. Right? So he's painting a picture here. I was coming with all this concern, and I was giving my condolences, and she was indifferent. The cold was her. The hug was cold. It was cold. Right? So we painting the picture here to throw this one under the bus. Right? They planned it. Right? Very cold. I saw a very sad guest, a skinny girl, and I saw that she was in pain. I left that area and stayed outside the main entrance to give them space to mourn and grieve. Minutes later, I heard laughter. Minutes later, I heard laughter, right? Why is he going through all of this to show, he's painting the picture here, setting the stage, right? The truth doesn't need all this explanation. The truth doesn't need anything to set the story up so you can understand why, right? This is called indication. It's bad acting. I approached Blank, who told me to leave, to go back to my villa in Cabo San Lucas, that he will be in charge of following up and supporting the clients and the authorities. I said goodbye to the client and I left for Cabo San Lucas later around 21 to 21:30, and that's 9 to 9:30. All right, so look at all of this time, right? From the last time they were specific about the time was up here at 16:25 or 4:25 p.m. That was the last specifics. And then we go to later, right? So now from later, all this stuff here, you can tell this is part of the story. Because yeah, from later, then we got all this description. We got the cold hug. We got the laughter. We got the nervous energy. We got the calmness here. We got all this stuff here, right? All this stuff. And then we go back to our specific times. Around 9 to 9:30, the main guest contacted me to request transportation to go to dinner because they had not eaten anything all day due to the situation. So I called blank with phone number blank who owns Lands End. Okay, so let's back up a little bit here because up here, he said, I left that area outside the main entrance to give them space to mourn and grieve. Minutes later, I heard laughter. I approached blank, who told me to leave and go back to my villa in San Cabo, San Lucas, that he will be in charge of following up and supporting the guest and the authorities, right? So if he was already relieved of his duties, why is he attending to Dejanay at between 9 and 9:30? You off duty. You've been relieved. Do y'all see that? Right? When people are writing and stating lies, it's not going to add up correctly because they're lies. The truth doesn't follow this distracting type of pattern because the truth is just the truth. When you tell a lie, you mess up because you're not aware of how the sequence needs to go. If 3 sentences up here, you were told to leave and that someone else is taking over, blank then took over the case, blank then relieved you of your duties, why are you finding transportation for Dejanay and the gang to go out to dinner? You already been told to go home, go back to your villa. Right? Let me go back up here. It says, I left that area. He, first he said he saw a very sad guest, a skinny girl, and I see here, this here is painting the picture. So this here to help somebody else, the skinny girl out some. Help the skinny girl out here who was sad, right? Skinny girl was sad. I left that area and stayed outside the main entrance to give them space to mourn and grieve. Minutes later, I heard laughter. I approached blank, who told me to leave, to go back to my villa in Cabo San Lucas, that he will be in charge of following up and supporting the clients and the authorities. I said goodbye to the clients and left for Cabo San Lucas. Later, around 21 to 21:30, here we go with some more lies. The main guest contacted me to request transportation to go to dinner. So why are you dealing with the main guest if you've already been told to go back? Really? This why, Kyronia, this why I don't believe them. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. All right, so we got some more hellos and greetings to people here. Greetings and welcome to the chat. Thank you, Karen, for welcoming everybody. And Tamika says, bags of lies from Mexico. Yes, they've been giving us these lies since the beginning. Since the beginning. See, Beverly says Nazir was also expecting a male doctor, but I guess they sent the doctor that was on call, the female doctor. Yes, okay, that's what I'm saying, y'all. See, when you tell so many lies, you forget. That's why it's best to just stick to the truth and let the chips fall where they may. Beverly says the U.S. has to make an example out of these sickos, because if not, a lot of people are going to be offended in Mexico. Oft in Mexico, excuse me. Yes, let me read that one more time. The U.S. has to make an example out of these sickos, because if not, a lot of people are going to be offed in Mexico. Yes, a lot of people have already been offed in Mexico. We saw that, right? You know, and they used the same little cookie cutter alibi of alcohol poison. That's exactly what they do. All right, so I'm gonna get off of this here document because I need to play the video of me reading that one bone and actually believing it. Let me go back over here into this here. When I had thought that we missed the fact that Dejanay had already been arrested. So I think it was on this one here. You know, books, because most yeah. Oh, let me stop it. Pause it here. All right, so this here was 2 months ago. February the 2nd. All right, so February the 2nd. All right, so now after this, I'll be wrapping it up, y'all. But I had to do this because I was really when I discovered this, I was like, yay, y'all, we've been asleep this whole time. You know, Dejanay been arrested, and I was adamant about it. Right, look at my face. All right, look at me. I'm ready. All right, so this is me. Back February the 2nd, and I'm not sure how I stumbled on the documents from the Mexican reporter that Metro Poly lies about the arrest, and I was strong on my opinion on that you know the people had been arrested, and that's why I went back and had other you know, supporting evidence and stuff like that. And it wasn't until a month later when Sue Ann and Ben Crump came out, and the family said that no one's been arrested till I accepted that no one had been arrested. Hey, what's up, Lauren? Lauren Cantrell Lifestyle says Elise Hyatt's mother is a pastor and her sister is a retired police officer. Maybe she's the skinny one that the dude was saying was sad or something like that, right? And yeah. So folks is connected. See, Beverly Foster says, how come the concierge never mentioned it would cost $5,000 to go to the hospital, but he freely admitted it would only cost $100 for the doctor visit? The concierge is covering his behind. Yes. And that's why that's why he's telling the story like that. Like, yeah, I was trying to give condolences. And they was in there laughing, and she gave me a cold hug. She's phony baloney from the top. He covering his butt for real, right? You are absolutely right on that. Karen says at Lauren, welcome and thanks for joining. All right, yes, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. All right, so here Betty says recently they found 3 or 4 people in Mexico dead. This was on the news. Wow. Yeah. And, back months ago when we first started talking about this, the next day there were more. So we see, y'all, how this is happening, right? Right? Yeah. So women, we have to be vigilant and aware and all that stuff. Vigilant and aware. Hey, what's going on? Deidre said maybe they did poison her. Not strong enough, huh? Beverly says justice for Shanquella and all of her loved ones that is left behind to deal with this blatant miscarriage of justice. Yes, absolutely right. Yep. All righty. Let's see here. Hi, ladies. It says there's not honest about her being unconscious. Yeah. That's how you can tell lies too, right? Because it's vague, right? She's practically unconscious. What does that mean, practically unconscious? You're either conscious or you're not conscious, right? Right? So pick one. But when you tell these lies, you gotta be kind of vague with it. But again, that's not the conversation. That's not the vocabulary. That's not how a doctor would speak. And two, if someone was barely conscious, there's never a time that anybody would want to be left alone. And they're trying to get this person out to the hospital, right? And they already said that after evaluation, they need to be hospitalized, and all of a sudden it's not serious, just need an IV, but don't need to go to the hospital. After evaluation, need to go to the hospital, barely conscious. I mean, this whole, crazy conversation, this crazy making behavior. Kendall, hey, what's going on? Kendall says, whoever wrote that statement contradicts its very own statement. Why would the doctor say no, but she needs to be hospitalized? Thank you. Thank you. And that's what I'm saying, that they are taking us for dodo birds. They are playing us for fools, y'all. Right? And they're just treating us like we are stupid. Dum-dums. Beverly Fox says, I don't care if it was Mexico. They have to abide by the Hippocratic Oath, just like American doctors. She is not conscious, but not in a serious state. Then why did she ask to hospitalize her? Thank you. Oops. Sorry. Let me mute this and fix this. Hang on a second, y'all. Let me fix this mic. Okay, hopefully I didn't make it worse, but yeah, good. That's what I'm trying to say, right? No way. Jessica said, so do you believe the autopsy? You mean the one that's attached to this here document? No, I do not believe the autopsy. And the reason why is because in the beginning, when the death certificate was released, it listed two causes of death: severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. Even in the beginning, before they narrowed it down to the term atlas luxation, they said neck dislocation, right? We know that means, her head was ripped off of her. It was, twisted off of her neck, off of her body, head knocked off, internal decapitation, right? So this whole Mexican autopsy, I do not believe it because it's coming from the police. Police are not doctors. They are not qualified to determine a cause of death. They're not qualified to make the medical judgments, decisions, any of that stuff. They wouldn't be documenting that. And those are your clues right there to know why those are lies, why that is fake information. Betty says, a bunch of liars. Yes, right? Because imagine they've been selling this here cover-up scam for years. People been coming out there, often people, shout out to Beverly, often people in Mexico and getting away with it. That's why I believe it was planned, because they were very confident that they were going to get away with this. They were so confident that they went to the mother's house. It went to the mother's house. That's why I don't believe that they panicked and dressed the body and did all that stuff. Why would they dress the body when they already then bought their alibi? They had first class service. They still dealing with the concierge who was, job to give the people whatever they wanted. What you need, I'll get it for you. Why am I dressing the body? I already paid for the alibi. I ain't panicked. Yes, you were right. A bunch of lies. Beverly Faust says, Mexico is trying to wash their hands of the whole thing. The concierge is saying he was bamboozled by Dejanay, but I kind of feel he is not being totally honest. Just a good feeling. Of course not. Yeah. They trying to paint the picture that they were manipulated and outsmarted by Dejanay. I'm trying to say that is a bologna sandwich. It's a bologna sandwich. There's no way that a doctor is counting on the people at the scene to tell them what's happening. There's no way that a doctor or any medical professionals staff would have been able to come in there and see those injuries on Shanquella and say that, yeah, alcohol poison. When it would have been obvious to see those injuries on the assessment. The busted lip, there had to have been some swelling, some facial swelling, the neck hanging off of the body, the vertebrae all contorted in the spinal column, the severe spinal cord injury that was visible on the video. There's no way in the flesh that those injuries would not have been visible. Yeah. So that's what they're trying to get far away from this story. Let's see here. Karen says at Lydie, because and Sue Ann Robinson, their entire case hinged upon whether she was conscious or unconscious. Well, according to the death certificate, the cause of death was severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, and the life expectancy after receiving those injuries is 15 minutes. We also have, going back over here to this. We also have here, in their little bogus autopsy here, that, okay. So if that's the case, then 15 minutes after the injury, what they said here is what I wanted to pull over here. this person, the first witness, said that the video of the attack happened between 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. Right? So if that happened up there and the life expectancy is 15 minutes, how is it possible that there were any signs of life at 2 p.m.? There wouldn't have been any signs of life at 8:45, at 9 a.m., at 9:30, at 10, at 10:30, at 11, at 11:30, and so on and so on and so forth, to where if they're getting phone calls or text messages at 1:50, there's no way that when anyone got there, any medical professional arrived on the scene, that they saw anything but a corpse. So the case should ride or hinge upon the fact that Shanquella was already deceased before 2 o'clock. So let me go back over here. And yeah, there we go. All right, so a good one here. So we ain't gonna let them distract us with that stuff, right? We sticking to the math and the science and the facts that the death certificate states what the cause was and the life expectancy. Beverly Fox says, because they don't speak Spanish, that's why we know they were calling the U.S. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel you. Karen says, it was actually a crime scene. The Mexican police just weren't treating it like one. But how did they know it was a crime scene? How did they know it was a crime scene when it was alcohol poison? So again, why were the police there? Why were the police there? Why were the police there? All right, so here we go. Here, I'm going to go ahead and roast me. This is me on February the 2nd. I am going to be reading off some information from the reporter, the Mexican reporters, that's feeding some lies here. But y'all can see here, I'm thinking that I got something here, right? That I'm shedding some light on some information here. So let me see. Pull up here. Right? Uh-oh. But we're still going to always support the truth. So for those of you who don't know, like I said, I'm 52 years old and I have over 30 years of nursing experience. And just being 52, I'm representing the population of the Gen Xers, right? Let me move up a little bit. A lot of times folks don't want to read. They want to be entertained. But we are here seeking the justice for real. So you see, I'm standing on my square here because I'm about to read some information. This how I'm feeling like this is facts, because this how where they hide the stuff at in the reading, because they know people don't want to read. So I'm thinking, I'm pulling I'm shining the light. Black men are evil. Ooh, wow. That's the name. Says, are you sure she's arrested? All right, so we're going to read. We're going to read, right? We're going to read, and then we're going to see. We're going to see, all right? So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Black men are evil. Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you for keeping her Shanquella name going. Hopefully they're supposed to be going. But we need all 5 of them in jail because they are all guilty. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, right. You see, Tina says, I hope this is true and not a rerun of 1128. It was also saying she was arrested and she wasn't. Lord have mercy, RN. Don't do that to us. Please, 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 beautiful, tell us. That's exactly what I'm going to read. I'm going to read that to you. That's exactly what I'm about to read. I'm about to show y'all that she was already arrested on 11/28. Yeah, all right. Look at me.
And we're going to show, I mean, we're going to see that. So if she was arrested and detained then with this number, right? When did she get unarrested? Right? To have all this other stuff happening. So yeah. Like I said, I'm not gonna read all of this stuff up. We're gonna jump right to it. So
okay. Look, I'm looking over here at some of the comments. Here go. Look here. Tanya Carter, she was always, I appreciate you all, but we cannot focus on one story as there are so many. Now, of course, I didn't get a chance to go through all of these here comments and stuff because you can see in my face, I'm convinced that the story that I'm, here, we missed it, y'all. They got a number. Here is the booking number. And, we missed out on this, y'all. We missed out on this here. So Tina, I was off. I took the bait. I was forced. Let me see here. Hey, Betty, look here. Betty, you was over here. Here go a comment from Betty. Betty says over here, hello at everyone. Okay, so here go Betty over here again tonight. Betty says, boycott Mexico, everyone. All right. Y'all, thank y'all so much for y'all ones that, been sticking, we all together and stuff like that. We learning together. Here we go. What was I talking about over here? All right, so we're going to start off here with this article. Let's see here. All right, so we share the screen. All right. So this article says the name of Dejanay Jackson is now criminal file J664-/2022. The government of Mexico has taken precautionary measures so that the name of the murderer of Shanquella Robinson was not exposed to media. All right, so we later found out that this here was a lie. This story came out, this was a lie. And the local news or the American news wasn't making any reports. So this was all that was out there. This was all that was out there, which was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, so this must be true because here we have a criminal number. They telling us here that, what they got to do in order to be able to do this. They check the boxes. And then two, so this must be true. This must be true. And this is, the regular news, people hadn't said anything. This is what we got. So until somebody could put in some new evidence or to show something else, aside from your feelings or your opinion, we going with this. And that was my stance. And I was standing strong on that stance. Let's see here. I'm going to go through all that. I just wanted to come on here today to say and kind of like laugh at myself too, because you can see, look at my face. I'm upset that this whole time we've been going back and forth and that here, this story had fell by the wayside. And if this here happened on this time back in November, when did she get out? If we all said here that she was in, right? And again, I'm still not even sure how the story got in there and then how we got on to the next one. But again, we see that the author, the thing that we have in common, the dots that always get connected is that these stories, these lies have all come from Mexico. Mexico has been the person who's put in the lies, right? So let me see, I'm gonna skip up here. All right. Look at me.
Right? So there's more. All right, there's more. The next one.
Woo, I'm laughing because I can see in my face that I just know, you know what I mean? I'm just telling y'all, look here, there's more, right? According to this article, this is what went down. Arrested. ED. I was on one. All right, let's see here.
Because if this is saying that she was arrested, right? When did she get out? Right? We just followed the trail when they started throwing the bones, saying, oh, she's still at work. Oh, this, that, and the other. Right? This was already put in writing. But that's the quickest way. That's the easiest way to keep you blind. Because people don't want to read.
But that is true, though. However, you know, we continue to read, and that's how we found other bones and stuff like that too. So I support me with my passion on all that stuff, and then too, the truth is always still going to come out to the surface. So, like I said before, never be afraid to adjust your position, because what you believe today, especially when the proof is presented to you, to hold on to your beliefs when the truth has been presented to you is delusional thinking. So when the proof was put out there that this was fake, I immediately, changed that too. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there to show y'all that I'm human. However, I'm still willing to, I'm here willing to grow and to do all that good stuff. All right, so let me see here. Go on back over here. We'll be coming in for a landing soon. I just wanted to show y'all that too, because like I said, that was back in February, and that case number went back, and then I saw how I wasn't the only one that had reported about the arrest. That was the story in the narrative that was being reported on by, most YouTubers at the time. I'm not sure how we stopped. And Olivia says, exactly at our end, did Nazir come early? Because it's only 3 males in Cabo, Malik, Khalid, and Nazir. The equation has a male there before Nazir. This why it's not adding up. That's true. So let me see here. Let me go. I thought I had took me off. Yeah. Let's take a peek again at this little the roster over here and see if we can't make some sense out of these numbers here. Okay, so let me see. Exactly, Aaron. Did Nazir come early? Because it's only 3 males in Cabo. All right. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Joya, that's the name. That Joya something is the name of the other friend that folks is saying that was supposed to be there. Maybe that's the name that's supposed to go in this blank. I don't know. That's a good question there. We'll have to move on that. Said my thing is, this is from Lydia again. My thing is, what is the hold up? Is it the charge of femicide that is not under U.S. treaty? Why not change it to murder? They playing political games with a woman's unaliving. Just shameful. I agree with you on that. And two, I really think that it has a lot to do with the fact that Shanquella is not only a woman, but a Black woman, right? And we know that women's lives are, second class citizens around the world. and that a lot of countries have problems with femicides in their own country where they're not prosecuting or holding responsible the men in their country for, femiciding or domestic violence, all those things on the women. We have our own problems here also too. Yes, very shameful. I agree. You see, Beverly Fox says the concierge said Dejanay signed Nazir's name on the sheet, although he wasn't there yet. Nazir said the same thing. Plus, his ticket backs that he arrived the next day. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody had broke down his timeline too, also not being totally honest. All right. Let's see. Hey, Nana's W Corner says, good night, RT. It being a wow. Yes. Hey, Mods. All right, going. Yeah, it has been a while. See, Karen says, yes, but Crump and Robinson can't do anything to them criminally. They are civil attorneys, and suing the six isn't going to yield what they are seeking. So if she was conscious, it helps their case. Yeah. The case should be the fact that we saw Dejanay Jackson brutally attack and take the life of Shanquella Robinson when she swung her over, snapped her neck, twisted her spine. 15 minutes after that, Shanquella expired. Those injuries match up with what it stated on the death certificate as the cause of death. That's the case there. Yeah, no mourning or grieving going on over there. Let's see here. Karen says, good evening and welcome. She's welcoming the people to the chat. Yes. All right, so okay. So I guess we can see some of this here. Somebody asked about the autopsy report. All right, so they did attach a bogus autopsy report on this here too. However, it's getting super late. All right, so let me just read a few more of these here comments, and then, like I said, the goal now is to keep the name out there. So, be putting out some more cuts and chops of this here to give a platform for us to continue to seek the justice for Shanquella. Giselle Payap, one of the mods here, she usually comes over and drops the petition that has been circulating now for several months for justice for Shanquella Robinson. And just like Sue Ann Robinson said, we need high-level diplomatic interventions, right? So we got some thank yous up in here and all that good stuff, and more welcomes, all that good stuff. All right, so thank y'all so much. I'm going to read a few more of these, and then I bid y'all farewell until the next time. Like I said, we're doing it over here. What's going on, Cookie? Cookies for love. Cookies for love. And thank y'all to the ones who have been sending me emails with different content, stuff like that. Even this document was, sent to me by a member, highly favored, and thank y'all so much for keeping the community, keeping it hot for Shanquella. Julie says, yes, I hit the like button. Good evening, all around, and RN beauty host. Justice for Shanquella and other victims. Yes. Right? And all of us too. I may drop the link. I haven't dropped the link in a good little while, because we used to have our testimony service, right? We used to have our testimony service. People come up and get a testimony, or even, clear their good name for, talking in the chat, something like that. So I haven't done that in a while. So I'd like to extend that before I wrap up, in case, somebody would like to come up and share their testimony or share some words of encouragement. Talk about, is there, and see, I'm a pennant. Talk about, what's been going on since this whole Shanquella thing has happened, and, what's been going, what has it done, what has happened for you and affect your life here. Oh, look at here. Let me go on down here. What's up, Talibra in the hizzy, right? From back in the beginning. Talibra says, hello, Queen Beauty. RN, let's see, where am I at over there? Talibra, my OG in the hizzy. Right, and congratulations on school and all that good stuff. What are you taking up? What you gonna do with your life? All right, so Talibra is school full-time and working full-time, and I know your pain on that. I also was, at the time in my life, I was working full-time and going to school full-time too, and doing all kind of stuff there. So I understand and offer my encouragement and support to you. Beverly Foster says, Mexico act like people here in the U.S. don't get funky drunk all the time. We've been boozing it up, but hardly ever unalive by alcohol poison. Yes, must be something wrong with their liquor. I agree. And two, what usually happens when you had too much to drink, right? Right? Don't you usually throw it up? The body will try to save itself. You're always trying to save yourself. So, you would just chuck that up, right? You would throw it up. You would throw it up. And then two, if Shanquella was so drunk from the alcohol poisoning and barely conscious, right? We saw her before the attack, before her neck was broken and snapped off her body. We saw her standing up, right? She was standing upright, right? She wasn't barely conscious. She was standing up erect. Right? Yeah. All right. Just for Shanquella. Yes. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Ty Lieber, saying that you're a champion. Woo-hoo. All right. Yes. Fake doctors. Exactly. Fake doctors. I know I should I'm just for shits and giggles here. I think I'm gonna play my a little quick short with the fake doctors in there, just so I can get a good little laugh off. I don't know. We'll see. Need to do more here. So we got some more hellos and greetings here. All love. I commend your level of persistence and stamina. Thank you so much. And it's because when I get these compliments and encouragement, it just really encouraged me to keep going, because I wanted to throw the towel in on several occasions and move on to something else. However, with the gratitude and with people saying the things, about thanking me for continuing on, I keep doing it for that, right? Because I know that it's going to be a blessing in that. Thank you so much, Ty Libra. I appreciate your encouragement. All right. And where is Julie? Okay, I see up there. All right. How did I miss that? Oh, I did. I saw that. Yeah. Thank you, Julie, for coming in here. I appreciate you. All right. So let me see where I'm at. All right. Ty Libra says, run the likes up. That's right. Hopefully y'all get these likes up in here. Again, with this whole algorithm stuff, I know there's been some human hands that have had a hand at the whole, poking holes in this here channel and stuff like that. But just like I said, you cannot dam the ocean, right? You may be able to have some distractions and think you slowing something down, but guess what? When the time comes for the dam to break, when the wave comes back, it's coming back. So, whatever. Enjoy your life. Say, Beverly Fox says, didn't one of Cabo 6 mother travel to Mexico just before they did? I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that. You see, Beverly says, as always, it's been a blast chatting with all of you, but I gotta go. Thank you all around at your beauty, RN mods and chat for keeping this case alive. Justice for Shanquella. Yes, we gonna be coming in for a landing to say goodnight to everybody. See, Ty Libra says peace and blessings at Beverly Foster. Yes, La Jessica. Been here for the whole long time since they told the doctor she had a fall in the bathroom. Oh my goodness. I heard that, Beverly. Yes. All right. Hey, Angeline Bell says, if they were doing their job, they would have observed it was a crime scene. It's a police academy. It's in Police Academy 101. Exactly. And so in that one letter, they kind of, told on themselves or made a Freudian slip when they said, that the police were there. So why would the police be there if it wasn't a crime scene, right? If it was just, alcohol poison, right? The police wouldn't have been there, right? So they messing up with the lies because it's so contradicting. You see, Ty Libra, thank you. So with the copyright disclaimer, yes, under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Thank you. All right, it says they let Shanquella suffer all day long. 15 minutes after the injury, Shanquella was gone. Thank you for those roses and thumbs up. Oh, there go my girl. Hey, what's going on? Giselle Payup. That's what I was telling y'all about. She got the link for the petition. And, so we put our energies together on one instead of spreading it out or trying to slow down somebody else's petition. Over here, we not about no haterade. If we are all here seeking just for Shanquella Robinson, we shouldn't be hating on if somebody is, doing something and they getting some views or some clicks or some notoriety. It shouldn't matter, right? We want this to be, everybody to be a big voice. So Giselle has a petition, and instead of me going out trying to get a petition so I could put my name on it, I'm encouraging all of us to go ahead and click on this and fill out this petition. I've signed it and many of you all have signed it too. We're moving, but it's slow. is slow because there are some haters out there that try to do things to slow down the growth of this. I don't know why, but the people out there that do that are the people out there that do that. All right, so please keep signing the petition. We are at 39,524, and the goal is 50. We make huge goal to get justice. Go to change.org, hashtag justice for Shanquella Robinson. Just change.org, right? So that's what we do here. We support, right? Because it's nicer and stronger when when everything is put together, as opposed to everything all splashed out, everybody trying to get their own name up out there. And that's me dropping the link there. All right, so then we made it down here to the bottom. All right. All Around Natural Beauty RN, you, Rick, my beauty queen. You just passing by to say hello. Thank you so much. All right, so thank y'all so much, and all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers, thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all soon. And y'all come by and go ahead and watch all of the clips and cuts and all that good stuff that I put out there. All right. Oh, okay, I see here. You rock. Thank you so much. All right. I rock. All right. Love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Peace and love.